Simply put, Harry just loved life, the people, the places, the food, and most of all, the ideas, especially ideas that leading thinkers, diplomats, and politicians cared about. In the early 80s, Harry and Virginia moved into Leisure World, a senior community in Orange County. Think the Villages comes to Laguna Beach. Harry promptly organized a chapter of the Foreign Policy Association, or FPA.
A sort of national student council for grown-ups who want to channel their inner congressman.
The FPA hosted panel discussions of current events, often with outside speakers. As president of FPA, Harry often moderated these talks. For example, Ambassador to Egypt and Camp David negotiator Roy Atherton shared his expertise with the FPA, and the presentation was televised by local news.
And each participant gets to vote on a major foreign policy question like the United States and the Soviet Union, war or peace.
Harry and Virginia often communicated with world leaders, and not just to say hi, but...
And he even reached out to David Rockefeller for a speaking role, but alas...
Dear Mr. Wolf, thank you for your kind invitation to speak at Leisure World, but I have long-standing commitments in New York, and I really don't think I can suggest an alternative date. I hope you will understand. Sincerely, David Rockefeller.
Our world continues to shrink. Over there becomes right here. Decisions that formerly could be put off have to be made now. The Foreign Policy Association of Leisure World hopes to help you understand. Please return the envelope with your dues. Harry Wolf, President.
Harry Wolf Jr. wasn't just an enthusiastic correspondent. He was a self-appointed, unofficial Jewish envoy who cleverly used his charm, connections, and light journalism to interact with major political figures. In the spring of 1980, Virginia and Harry wrote a column titled Italy's Jewish Connection for the Heritage, tracing a lineage from Judah Maccabee to the streets of modern Rome. By 1988, Harry's attentions had shifted to Vienna, where Austria's ex-chancellor Bruno Kreisky had become a private citizen, and Kurt Waldheim, former UN Secretary General and candidate for Austrian president, was under fire for whitewashing his Nazi past. Harry flew to Vienna and interviewed Kreisky for the Heritage.
He's a liar, a double-crosser,
Sir Kreisky told Wolf.
After the Breisky interview, Harry reached out to renowned Israeli statesman Abba Eban, whose resume reads like a Jewish mother's fantasy wish list, foreign minister for Golda Meir, ambassador to the America and the United Nations, author of 15 books. Eban spoke 7 languages and served multiple terms in the Knesset. Harry recommended Breisky to Eban as a mediator to resolve Israel's latest crisis. Eban responded,
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Wolf, I, of course, am happy to hear that former Chancellor Bruno Kreisky has a good opinion of me, but he would not be a suitable mediator. He was right about Waldheim, but he was too abrasive in his dealings with Israeli leaders.
Harry and Virginia had compiled a collection of letters from the original signers of Israel's Declaration of Independence. These letters contain the author's feelings about the historic signing. Harry sent the collection to various synagogues, museums, libraries, schools, and even Chancellor Kreisky, who put them in his archives.
From my point of view, these letters present an interesting oral history of the early state of Israel.
Kreisky died soon after at age 79.
But Harry most of all wanted his unique collection to reach the top of the Israeli political establishment. Harry could think of no one more qualified than his old pal, Mr. Israel himself, Abba Eban. In February of 1992, Harry sent the 1.5 kilo package of letters to Abba Eban, and then he waited. And waited. He sent follow-up letters. When Eban did not respond, Harry reached out to Israel's then First Lady, Ora Herzog, who was also Eban's sister-in-law.
We really appreciated reading about your most impressive life in the Jerusalem Post article in May. We have a favor to ask of you. In February, we sent your brother-in-law, Abba Eban, a packet of letters from the original signers of the Declaration of Independence of the State of Israel. We felt Mr. Eban would be the proper guardian of these important papers. To our disappointment, we have never received a reply from Abba.
Harry suggested there were only 2 possible explanations for Mr. Eban's lack of a response.
Possibly he might be ill, Or the letters might have fallen into the hands of someone who would misuse them.
Harry offered to send another batch of letters to Ms. Herzog, so she could get them to the People's Museum. And oh, one more thing.
If you would be kind enough to send us a photograph of you and your husband, autographed to Virginia and Harry Wolff Jr.
Harry's chutzpah is undeniable, sending 1.5 kilos of precious documents, following up with presidents' wives and requesting autographs. He worked it like a charm offensive.
It worked. Within a week, Harry got explanatory letters from Madame Herzog's staff and Eben himself, who blamed the delay in response on his travel schedule. No worries. The signers of Israel's Declaration of Independence had finally found a forever home at the Museum of Israel.